relationships are good for your mental health, but a toxic one can drain you both emotionally and physically. To help identify if you are in a toxic relationship and some suggestions about what to do about it, we have clinical sexologist Shannon Boodram with the answer. Hello, Shannon. I can't wait to talk about this because I think when we hear toxic relationship, you can think about all the manifestations of that, whether it is a platonic relationship, it's a romantic relationship. I imagine that you're probably focused more on romantic. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
So what is a toxic relationship?
A toxic relationship is a relationship that doesn't serve the other parts of your life. Like a healthy relationship is supposed to make you feel more energized, more connected to friends and family, more excited about your job, more excited about parenting. But when that relationship is a drain and takes away from all the other places that bring you joy, you're in a toxic place.
What if it just takes away a little bit? You know how some people you have in your life, there are good things about them, but then there's a little bit that might be a bit draining. Do you stick with it? Like, are you sort of weighing?
I go by the 80-20 rule.
Got it.
I think 80% of the time you should be healthy and happy. And don't get me wrong, conflict is important. Conflict actually helps to nurture growth. It challenges us. It makes us better people. That should be 20% of the time. Like there's going to be a few things that are going to go wrong when two people are trying to share one life. But if you find that it's more about 50-50 or in some cases 80% negative, 80% fighting and 20% of the good times, know that once again that's not healthy and that's not normal.
Okay, that is not a normal thing. What are the warning signs before you get into a relationship that this might be toxic? Are there warning signs?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you first get into relationships, that's when you can start to tell something is not right here. So love flooding is something that people do where in the very beginning of the relationship, they just give you so much time and attention and so much praise. And when you actually think about it, they don't know you. They have no reason to be giving you this, but they're just trying to entice you and get you hooked off the bat. Someone who starts doing reductions, and that means that they start limiting the time you can have with your friends, limiting the time that you can spend with your family. Little by little, they're trying to remove other healthy relationships from your life so that you become dependent on them.
Before you go further, are there more? There's probably more. Are there more flags?
Yeah, there's always more.
There's so many, right? The love flooding one I find so interesting because I always feel like if you're piling it on too much and I just met you, I feel like it's disingenuous. And all of a sudden I'm starting to question who you are, why you think that you need to speak with me like that. So I think that's really interesting when it comes to a romantic relationship. Like, that's kind of a ploy. Like, well, I need to suck you in so you get all the way in, and then what happens usually after that? Do we know?
They start scaling back, and so the actual formula for love flooding is a lot of attention in the beginning, and then only attention when you do things that they like, and then sporadic attention when you do things that they like. Nothing gets someone addicted like an inconsistent reward. Casinos are built off of that principle, and that happens in relationships a lot, right? Like, well, just yesterday I brought this person breakfast in bed and they were happy, but today they thought I was encroaching on them. Or just yesterday I called them and they liked it, but today they think I'm crowding them. And so you never really quite know when you're doing the right thing with that person. And that is a manipulative ploy to get you always trying to give more, do more, and sacrifice more.
Oh, that's so interesting. You say, and I saw this on your Instagram, and I know you believe this, that you don't like the saying relationships are hard work. You don't like that idea. Why don't you like that idea? Because people say that all the time.
Yeah, because it's just like, why? You know, in life, right, where I think if you're enjoying something, it can be challenging. It can be difficult at times. It can be self-sacrificing, but hard work, like, when I think about hard work, I think about doing things I don't enjoy doing or that I'm not good at, right? If I'm not naturally apt at something, I have a lot of difficulty doing it. And so I think when we tell people relationships take hard work, we're essentially giving people who are in toxic relationships a mantra, right? Because they think that, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. Like, no, you're supposed to be in flow, in joy, in connection, in mutuality. And then, yes, there's challenges along the way. But if you are hallmarking your relationship by the word hard, it's hardly the right place.
Right, that's not a good relationship.
It's not
it shouldn't be hard all the time. That's not the point of that. Can you fix it if you get into a toxic relationship, or how do you fix it?
I like to play the game, one of these things doesn't belong. So when I look at a person or a relationship, I ask that person, okay, are you the only area in their life that they have a challenging relationship? Are they connected at work? Are they happy with their family? Do they have great friendships? And this is the only area in which it's turbulent. If that's the case, you have a chance because the trend is in your favor. But if it's the reverse, that this relationship that's trying to bring the best out of them is the only semi-positive thing in their life, the trends just aren't in your favor. You're just asking for a really long uphill battle. Don't get me wrong, anything is possible, but I don't have all that life to live. So I like to go on sure things. And so ultimately, I would look at that person's entire life and see if you are a trend or if you are the person who just doesn't really fit with their toxic behaviors.
Right, because if this is a pattern throughout their whole life, like good luck.
Good luck, right.
Good luck. You're dealing with a big uphill battle. What if you have a friend and they're in a relationship and you can see that it's a toxic relationship or you believe that it's a toxic relationship? Do you step to them and say something? And what do you say?
I like the power of suggestion through like Instagram or Twitter. Like, I don't know who needs this, but here's a book.
Oh,
you know,
you
I don't
do
know
that.
who needs this, but here's a quote.
Yes.
I think that at the end of the day, love is addictive. So it has to be your choice, your time to say, I don't want it anymore. And people who are in negative or toxic relationships, they know, in the back of their mind, they know it's not right.
Yes.
But you turn into PR for your partner. Right? You're trying to put on the best face for them and for you. And so when you start confronting them, they just start lying to you more and stop confiding in you. So I think if you want to remain a friend, don't pass judgment. If you want to pass small nuggets, do it through social media. If they ask you, try to be as liberal as possible and ask more questions than you pass judgment.
Okay.
Get them to say it out loud. Get them to say they're not happy. Get them to say that this doesn't feel right. And that's going to be much more powerful down the line. Because even when they do say, I'm not happy, it might be another 6 months to a year.
That's right. Yeah, and people don't really like the unsolicited advice, I find.
Right, yeah.
Right? So just wait until they are in a place where they want to start sort of leaking a little bit of information to you. You're such a wealth of knowledge. And so
You're such a wealth of, can I just say this, please? You are such an incredible woman. I just want to say, honestly, the support that you give, the example that you set, you are such a bright spot in my life. And if anybody's watching this wondering what's Tracy like in real life, like, it's beyond your expectations. So just thank you. Like, I just adore you to the moon and
Oh
back.
my gosh, you're gonna make me cry. Thank you. That's really sweet. It's nice to hear that from such an accomplished woman. So thank you for that. She takes all of her brain power and she puts it into books. And I love that you're doing this. So you've got another book coming out, and I'm so proud of you. It's coming out next month. It's called The Game of Desire. All of these incredible tips that you're getting from Shannon, you can find all of that knowledge in here. So it's out next month. Support it. It'll make your life a little bit better. Shannon, thank you for that.
Thank you.